believe what's about to happen. Oh man, we just have a whole bunch of power ladies killing it tonight. And we're going to start with our Genius of the Week. This young lady has been one of the most influential in digital genius with helping people. She's a scientist. She's been amazing. This is her first time doing a big presentation piece on the Golden Belt series, and she's competing against some of the hottest of the hot. So I hope you guys are ready for this because she's going to cover a segment called Everything with Intent. Diana Watt, congratulations on being Genius of the Week. What do you got?
So, first off, I want to say this is a little pillow, not a sign. So you know, Kristen, it's awesome. Okay, now, thank you for having me. And on to my segment. First off, okay. First off, I want everyone to show up with both an open heart and an open mind, because what I'm about to share is it's kind of a combination of the law of attraction and reality transurfing, which is a book written by a quantum physicist. And to me, they all kind of combine. Some of this stuff is also mentioned in Happy Pocket Full of Money. But so here it goes. Open mind. All right. So, do you pay much attention to the things that you actually say every day, the things that you write, the things that you think? I know most people, they don't actually. So how often do you catch yourself saying, I want this thing, or I want something to happen? It's probably pretty often, and you don't even think about it. And part of it, I think, is because we're conditioned, programmed ever since we were a little kid by our parents and the rest of society to just, as a little kid, we're like, ooh, I have this thing, instead our parents are like, no, you need to not just grab for that, you need to ask for it, you need to say that, I want this thing. And so we've been conditioned to just use the word want for every single thing. Well, I'm here to let you know that we want to take the word want out of our vocabulary. Just take it away, all right? And next, does anyone know the difference between the words want, desire, and intend? Let me know in the chat box if you do. Okay, it's long enough. So want basically indicates the lack of it there. There's a neediness happening. When you're declaring that you want something, it's the same as saying that you don't have it and you're very much in lack of it. You can check the dictionary on this. And next you have up-leveling to desire, which that gets you warmer on the emotional spectrum, which is a very good thing. But desire is still a very iffy mentality for if you're wanting to manifest or create reality, because you still have to take an action to balance out this desire. And then you have to intend, or setting intentions. It's basically the decision or will to have something. Oftentimes, it's a definiteness. It's very deliberate. There's an action point to it. There's sometimes you can just have a no questioning belief about it. Intention, it's a declaration of something to experience in the present moment's tense. It might sound weird if you're manifesting and you think it's supposed to be in present tense, but you have to act as if you already have it. Basically, in quantum physics, it's happening now, just in a parallel reality. I'm not going to go into that, don't worry. I'm not going to confuse you with all that. But if you're interested, just look up quantum physics. So, how are we supposed to bridge the gap between those realities? So, when it comes to trying to visualize it, think of something that you've been yearning, all right? I'm going to use one example we'll just throw it out there, and something that our community is already really intent on is positively affecting the lives of 10,000 families to get clean drinking water. That's a big intent. Another way to think about it is there's also an idea that it's who you want to become instead of what you want to have. So, first off, you want to feel what it feels like to have this thing, but you don't want to put it on a pedestal. This is a big problem that most people have because they see that, oh, I'm at, for instance, say a certain rank in our community. They just started and they see people like Ashley Crooks that are, God knows what rank she is now, right? And they want to be just like her, but they're already putting her on such a pedestal. And you can't create that from here, right? You have to make sure your intentions, they also align with your passion, with your heart space, and just you being you authentically. Real goals, they have to be connected to the heart and to you. Not what another person says, not what society says you should have. And with that, these things usually they can't be money either, because money for one is just energy itself, and it's a side effect. It's not a true goal, and not a true big intention that you'd have, because the brain can fully understand money, right? It is like, hey, I have money, I have freedom, I can do what I want when I want, all of that jazz, right? But let's see. But the heart just sees money as like pieces of paper or maybe piece of metal, and it's like, what am I supposed to do with this? It doesn't work that way. So you got to just bridge that construct and go from the heart with your passions, and you've got to match that feeling of where you are, which is really great to do through mindfulness, to where you intend to be. You don't want to put your intent on that pedestal, because that separation between the frequencies will seem way too much for you. It'll just give you anxiety, and which will cause you to go backwards and cause your own resistance. You have to make it seem like it's natural for you to have this thing, to have this experience, to be this sort of person that you are going to be. And you've got to believe it fully, because otherwise you're going to get in your own way as resistance. Then you have to release this attachment and need of the outcome, because again, that's going to just cause anxiety, because you're thinking, oh, I'm not this rank yet. But that anxiety from that is just going to pull you down into a spiral of depression or anxiety or whatever, and it'll create that lower frequency vibration than what you intended. So again, revel in the present moment, going with the flow, and having that mindfulness helps. So here's another example. Have you ever lost something and tried over and over again to find it, but you suddenly only find it once you've taken your mind off of it, and quite often it's right, Caitlin, right? And quite often it's been right where you already looked. Let me know in the chat if that's happened to you. This literally, I shit you not, I can't make this up. This happened to me yesterday. Me and my roommate, she was downstairs. She was yelling, Loki, 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 one of her cats. She couldn't find him, thought he'd escaped out the front door, because that's something he does. And I was like, okay, what's going on? And I tried to help her a little bit. I asked her, hey, did you check this place? And she's like, no, I didn't check there, but I didn't see him in that room. So she wanted to go check that. And as soon as I started saying, I said, Loki, Loki, I moved to the exact place that she had just been standing. I was like, look, he's right here. I had found him. Why is that? Why did that happen? Basically, to me, I'd say that the searching of the lost item, the cat in this case, is full of intent and emotional urge of finding the item, and the belief for this case is already there because we already had the cat beforehand. But it's not until you stop that anxiety and worry of finding the item that you're able to find it, because you've released the negative vibrations that had effectively given you blinders. To my roommate, all she had was blinders. Me, I was just like, oh, he's probably hiding because he's really good at that. And if not, then we'll probably find him soon because he doesn't like staying out long. So the difference is that the item that you're trying to visualize now to manifest usually hasn't been something you've had before. And when you think you must see something before believing it, this is where the mindset shift has to take place. You've got to believe it to see it. This is a big thing from Law of Attraction and Abraham Hicks. If you want more on that, I know Chris and Louise is a big fan of that. So am I. But I wanted to also tell you that this whole thing isn't a concept that's completely new to me either. A little backstory on me. I grew up, you probably can't tell it, but I grew up Southern Baptist, conservative, in Texas. And my grandma, she's the one who always took me to church with her. She took me to Mother's Day Out, and I even helped with Mother's Day Out. She had me help her with the food drive. We helped with other fundraisers. We helped with going to the ladies, seeing people at the nursing home. We helped with volunteering for the homebound. We did all of that stuff, and I loved all of that stuff. It's probably what's made me the huge volunteer nerd I am today. But in the church, I hated the shame and dogma that was always ever present. So in elementary school, I looked into other philosophies and cultures, and ever since then, I've been into paganism, Wicca, witchcraft, and spell work, all that sort of stuff. And to me, I say all of this stuff works the same way as witches' spell work and magic. There was, in particular, a lost item spell that was a favorite of mine when I was like preteen, and it always worked for me. And I think it works for the exact same reason. I just didn't understand all of the background of how to explain that. But basically, we all have the magic within us. We're all connected. We all have the energy flowing through us, flowing everywhere. Everything's connected. And you can call it magic. You can call it quantum physics or science. You can say you're calling the angels for all I care. And me personally, I call it all of those, because for me it is. It's all the same, but it's all about what your belief is in it. That's what makes it, is your belief. That's what makes your reality. Alrighty, let me know in the chat if you're still with me or not. Yes, the Force too. Thank you, Joseph Neal. I almost forgot the Force. How could I forget? Alright, so some of y'all may think this is a little too weird or too woo-woo for you, and that's fine. You might have dropped off already, but I know you, not you, Caitlin. I know we're homegirls. I got you. But I have two answers to that. The first, I really want you to ask yourself internally, what about woo-woo and manifesting causes that negative reaction from you, and why? Because it's probably something that is part of a limiting belief and resistance that's actually holding you back from the life you deserve, so that you're not, being able to expand your mind to see the beauty of it all. And second, well, you don't have to use it just to manifest in affirmations or vision boards or script journaling or anything like that. Although I highly recommend all of those, and I do all of those, and they're really fun. Because you can use it every single day. As you're going into the car, you can tell yourself, doesn't matter if it's out loud or inside or just sometimes subconsciously, but the more you do it, the better. It's just natural for you. But as you're going into the car, I intend to get to my appointments early and move well in the flow of traffic. That's something I've just always been able to do, and I thank my lucky stars for it. In the morning, say, I intend it's going to be an amazing day. This one I love to try to use with kids too, before, when you're getting ready for them to go to school. It really can help pump them up, make them feel better and wake up better. Going to the gym, have the mindset of that you're not going to be judged, and you're not going to judge others that are at the gym, and you're actually going to put that intent of doing the exercises that you're going to the gym to do. Same intention of eating healthy, and you're going to the grocery store, have in mind the things you're wanting, things that are full of vitamins and minerals, and don't go on an empty stomach. It's part of the intention. So even as marketers, all right, anyone who's fallen asleep or tuned out, come back. Now I'm getting to marketing stuff. But even as marketers, we use it every time we write a post on social media, every time we write an email, an advertisement. You're always putting intentions into the world as to what sort of people that you are attracting back to you. Because remember, you are the energy. And your writing, your videos, your photos even, you can put intent into each of them. You've got to think of how you want to make people feel. There's a quote I want to share. Maya Angelou said, "People will forget what you do and what you say, but they will never forget how you make them feel." How do you want to make people feel? Inspired, empowered, scared, entertained, understood, uplifted? For me, I intend to inspire and empower people on my social media. And when you do this, you want to be deliberate in what you focus on and your choice of positive words. Try to stick to mostly positive words, because that just helps that vibration that you're sending out and attracting back. Need some water, hold on. Your mindset and your vibrational frequency, they work together to inspire your words, which will inspire others. So when you're doing an ad, let's say, you want to set the intention that you're going to attract someone that's just like you. Well, how do you get that avatar? How do you believe that that's going to happen? Well, you're already here. You're already part of this amazing community of like-minded individuals that want to help change the world for the better, right? So that belief, it is there. You just have to believe you have the belief. I know, it's twisted. And then you just got to release the resistance and negative vibes for the outcome. Release that anxiety and just let it go. Go with the flow of the journey. And all right, last little bit I have. Another way to have intention is to have and show confidence. So before writing or creating a video, get in a good attraction mindset. Hype yourself up. If you need inspiration, look to Sean or Cheyenne, because they've got it down packed. And it may seem over the top to you, but the camera and the written word on the page won't pick up near the same amount of energy that you actually have. If you've ever, tried to do a video and you thought you were, pretty energetic, and then you look back at it and you're like, I seem bored. you can tell that the lens just doesn't pick up the same thing. So you've got to really, okay, here's a tip that I like to use beforehand. So you basically jump up and down and start yelling, I'm excited, I'm excited, I'm excited, I'm excited, I'm excited. Until you feel excited and happy and full of energy and ready to just tell the world about whatever you're trying to tell the world. So set that intention that you're going to do a great video, ad copy, whatever it is, and then just do it, put it out there regardless of the outcome, and just do everything with intent.
Woo! That was hot stuff, girl. Way to go. That was awesome. If that was fire, write fire in the chat roll. And I'm not over the top, girl. I'll never be. There's people that are 10 times bigger than me going with way more energy. So, but anyways, I appreciate you a lot. Congratulations. That was an amazing segment. Thank you so much. We're going to move right along, guys. Check this out. This is the actual returning belt champ from not last week, but the week previous. This young lady is the definition of a digital nomad. She's been all over the world. She's trying to set all kinds of world records. She lived 30 days in her car. Who's done that before? Like, I think y'all know who I'm talking about. Cheyenne Schwain. I always get her name wrong. Dang it. Cheyenne Schwain is going to be with us tonight talking about holding yourself accountable. Cheyenne, I love you. We love you. What's going on with you?
What's up, guys? Okay, change of plans. I'm actually going over Instagram secrets. Ooh, I'm throwing a curveball at you, Sean. I'm sorry.
Even better. Hey, even better.
Okay, so I've been dying to go over this with you guys, but you guys keep voting for storytelling secrets, so I have to keep giving it to you. But this is gold, guys. Like, if I were to go back a year ago and be like, Cheyenne, you need to do this, do it, I would have done it. Okay, so here we go. Here's a year's recap of what Cheyenne has learned about Instagram. All right, here we go. First things first, repeat after me. Do not buy followers. Do not buy likes. Don't do it. It will screw everything up. Do not do it, okay? So repeat, tell yourself, embed it in your head, write it down, write it on your forehead, your arm. I don't know what you got to do, but do not buy followers. Do not buy engagement. That is going to mess up everything, right? Okay, so now that we got that out of the way, I'm going to be going over 3 things that you have to do to your Instagram to get to 800 followers a month regularly. Like, it's amazing, super easy. I'm going to go over with you, and you all have to be doing it right after Train or Die. I'm serious. Like, no ifs, ands, or buts about this one. It's not like, oh, hey, I watched Train or Die tonight. I'm not going to do that. No, you are doing it tonight, okay? Super easy. Here we go. All right. Step number 1, post once a day. Post once a day on Instagram. How long does that take? 5 seconds. You know why? Because you can either do a story or you can do a post, right? We know what Instagram stories are, right? Just like a quick boomerang or a quick photo. I've been seeing Mel taking all these stories of her trip back from Louisiana on Facebook and Instagram. So I'm loving that. So it takes 5 seconds, guys. Do it once a day. You have to do it. Okay. Boom. That's number 1. Number 2 is use hashtags. Stop using 30 hashtags. It does not work anymore. Are you listening to me? Use between 3 and 5 hashtags. All right? 3 and 5 hashtags, not 30. People don't want to see that. Okay? 3 and 5 hashtags. So number 1, post once a day. Number 2, 3 to 5 hashtags. How do you find those hashtags? Okay, let's say I like traveling. Everyone knows I like traveling, yada, yada, yada. Okay, some of the hashtags that I use. Van life diaries. Not just van life, because that's way too broad. Way too broad. You got to be think a little bit deep, think a little bit harder. Van life diaries. I want to see people writing stories about stuff. Why do I want to see people writing stories about their van life? Because I know that those people that are reading the diaries and the stories are engaging, good fans, and I want them to follow me. I don't live in a van yet. I know. Okay, you're probably like, Cheyenne, why are you doing that? That is a future for me, okay? Yes. Ash and Cam, they're about to take their van all the way up the coast. You better be using that hashtag, that's all I'm saying. Okay, so 1, post once a day, either on your story or on your feed, okay? Step number 2, use 3 to 5 hashtags. Do not be vague with your hashtags. Think about your hashtags. And number 3, the secret that I'm showing all of you guys tonight, invest in your Instagram account. I'm going to show you guys exactly how you can spend less than 50 cents a day and get 800 organic raging fans every single month. If you're not excited, I'm going to give you all the energy because I'm so excited. Okay, here we go. Boom, shaka-laka-laka. All right, so there is this awesome feature called Instalex. I got introduced to it a year maybe a year and a half ago at this point. Landon and Stapes, these old dudes, way back in the day, came out and did this Instagram training. I'm like, I'm gonna listen to these people. They are smart. They know what they're talking about. I'm gonna listen. And I listened, and I've been doing it. I stopped doing it now, but I've been doing it for the past year. And my Instagram has organically grown to 10,000 followers. And I don't have to do much, right? Because the algorithm and the use of this tool does everything for me. I told myself, Cheyenne, you need to focus on your Facebook. You need to focus on your ads. You can't be messing around with Instagram. So what did I do? I invested in my Instagram account and let it do it for me. So this is what you're doing after Train or Die. I'm showing you. It's so easy. Here we go. Okay. So Instalex, the first time I looked at it, super confusing. Had no idea what was going on. It's actually much easier. Remember when you did Facebook ads for the first time? You're like, oh my God, what are these boxes? What are these buttons? What do I have to toggle? This is easy, all right? I'm gonna share my screen and show you guys exactly how to set this up for less than 50 cents a day, all right? Here we go. Boom, let me share my screen. 3, 2, I haven't read anything in the chat, so if you guys are making fun of me, I saw some of you guys laughing over there. I don't know what's going on, but I'll read it later. All right, thumbs up if you can see my screen. Okay, we're good. Let me make this a little bit bigger. Let me move your faces. All right, so this is Instalex. You're looking at it, you're probably like, what kind of foreign bot is this, right? You're like, oh my gosh, this is terrible. This is great, right? So let me talk about bots and tools for Instagram really quick. A lot of people are scared to use them, right? Because a new API address is used because you're going to give them your login information. Sometimes that throws a red flag out to people. Gabby, Instagram queen, just came on a couple weeks ago and said it is okay to give your login information to 1 or 2 tools or services, okay? No more than that. This is the only tool or service I've ever given my username and password to, and it stayed loyal to me. But we need to talk about how to get those raging awesome organic fans, because we don't want those people from foreign countries. It's really cheap. Remember that old like campaign we used to do? That was terrible. Let's narrow it down and get some good people, right? All right, here we go. Gotta move with this toolbar. All right.